Be me. 29. Work as social media manager for nonprofit women's organization. Spent my 20s building career and advocating for women's rights. Post daily about empowerment, equality, breaking glass ceilings. Have thousands of followers who look to me for feminist perspective. My parents divorced when I was 16. Mom got the house, custody of me and my younger sister. Dad moved to smaller apartment across town. Saw him every other weekend, typical arrangement. Never really questioned how that all went down. Mom said he wasn't present enough, didn't prioritize family. She needed to find herself, to grow, to be her own person. Made sense to teenage me. Supported Mom completely. Dad never said much about it, just stayed quiet. Paid child support, showed up for visitations, kept his head down. Always seemed sad, but I figured that was guilt. Guilt for not being good enough husband or father. 13 years later, I don't see him as much as I should. Maybe once every few months for awkward lunch. He's 58 now, lives alone in same small apartment. Never remarried, never even dated as far as I know. Just works his accounting job and lives quietly. My sister Emily is getting married next month. Planning this huge wedding, 200 guests, the works. Her fiancé Brad seems like a good guy, stable job, treats her well. But I've been posting about how marriage is patriarchal institution. About how women should be cautious about losing themselves. About maintaining independence and not becoming unpaid labor. Emily called me last week upset about my posts. Rachel, you're literally posting about how marriage is trap. While I'm trying to plan my wedding, could you not? Felt bad, but also felt I was speaking important truths. Women need to hear these things before they make mistakes. Mom agrees with my perspective, shares my posts constantly. Dad hasn't said anything, probably doesn't even see them. He's not on social media, barely uses his phone. Week before Emily's wedding, she asked me to do something. Can you please go see Dad and make sure he's okay? I invited him, but he sounded weird on the phone. I think he might not come, and I really want him there. Feel guilty because I haven't seen him in 4 months. Too busy with work and advocacy in my own life. Agree to drive over on Saturday afternoon. His apartment is an older building, nothing fancy. Same place he's lived since the divorce 13 years ago. Never upgraded, never moved, just stayed in this small space. Knock on the door, takes him a minute to answer. He looks older than I remember, more gray hair, but also seems relatively healthy, just tired. Rachel, hey, come in, wasn't expecting you. The apartment is clean, but sparse, minimal furniture. Everything looks functional, but there's no warmth to it. No decorations, no personal touches, just existence. We sit in his small living room, awkward silence. Emily's worried you might not come to the wedding. He sighs, looks uncomfortable. I'll be there, I wouldn't miss it. Just don't love weddings these days, bring up memories. Makes sense, his own marriage ended badly. She really wants you there, Dad. It means a lot to her. I know. I'll be there, I promise. Another silence. He's never been great at conversation. Notice he's lost weight. Apartment feels lonely. Are you okay, Dad? Like really okay? He looks at me for a long moment. I'm fine. Same as always. Work and home. Nothing changes. Do you ever think about dating, about finding someone? He actually laughs. Bitter sound I've never heard from him. No, Rachel. Those days are long gone for me. Why? You're only 58. Plenty of people date at your age. He's quiet, clearly debating whether to say something. Can I be honest with you about something? The seriousness in his tone surprises me. Of course, what's going on? He takes deep breath like he's preparing for something. I saw your posts online. Emily showed me some of them. About marriage, about men, about how women should protect themselves. Feel defensive immediately. Those are important messages, Dad. Are they, though? Or are they just poison disguised as wisdom? The word poison shocks me. He's never critical. That's not fair. I'm trying to help women avoid bad situations. By telling them all men are potential threats. By telling them marriage is trap and partnership is oppression. By spreading the same ideology that destroyed our family. Wait, what? Mom left you because you weren't present enough. That's what she told you. Is that what you still believe? Something in his voice, makes me actually listen. What really happened then? He stands up, walks to window, looks out at parking lot. I worked 60 hours a week to pay for house your mom wanted. The nice neighborhood, the good schools, the lifestyle. I'd come home exhausted. She'd complain I wasn't engaged enough, wasn't emotionally available, wasn't present for family. He turns to face me, pain visible in his eyes. I was killing myself to provide what she demanded, while being told I wasn't doing enough, wasn't enough. Every day was performance review. I was failing. This isn't the story I've heard my whole life. She started going to these women's groups at church, empowerment circles or something, came back different, started talking about finding herself, about personal growth, about how marriage was holding her back from her potential. He sits back down, looks tired. I asked her what she needed, what I could do different. She said it wasn't about what I did. It was about what she deserved. Deserved to be happy, deserved to be fulfilled, deserved to not settle for mediocre life. The language sounds familiar, sounds like posts I write. I was mediocre. Our life was mediocre. I was the problem. Not because I did anything wrong specifically, but because I wasn't enough, could never be enough. Because she'd been convinced she deserved some perfect life. That didn't exist, couldn't exist, was pure fantasy. Feel uncomfortable, want to defend mom. Maybe she really was unhappy, Dad. She was unhappy because she chose to be, because other women told her she should be, told her that housewife was lesser, that providing husband was oppressor, that her desires mattered, but mine didn't, that her feelings were valid, but mine were irrelevant. He's getting emotional, more than I've ever seen. When she filed for divorce, I begged her to try counseling, begged her to tell me what I could fix. She said I couldn't fix being who I was, said she needed someone more evolved, more emotionally intelligent, someone who matched her energy and growth mindset. The terminology sounds like social media posts. The divorce destroyed me, Rachel, completely destroyed me. I lost my home, lost daily access to my daughters, lost 70% of my income to child support and alimony. Lost my entire life while she kept everything. Numbers I've never heard before. You paid 70% of your income. Child support and alimony combined, yes. Lived on 30% while she got the house payment free. Saw you girls 4 days a month while paying for your full support. Watched from outside as she dated. Brought men around you, while I couldn't even afford to take you to dinner. Tears in his eyes now, my stoic father crying. You know what the worst part was? Everyone acted like I deserved it, like it was fair, like I should be grateful to see my kids at all. Like paying for house I couldn't live in was just justice. Nobody asked if I was okay, if I was struggling. Nobody cared that I'd lost everything. Feel something cracking inside my chest. The family court system is designed to favor mothers. Doesn't matter if father is a good parent. Doesn't matter if he tries. The assumption is mother gets kids and father pays. That's not equality, Rachel. That's systematic discrimination. Want to argue, but can't find words. I'd go weeks without sleep from stress and depression. Work all day. Come home to empty apartment. Look at pictures of you and Emily. Miss you constantly. Then write check for thousands to your mom every month, while she posted on Facebook about her amazing new life. Never knew any of this, never asked. Why didn't you tell us? Why didn't you fight harder? I did fight, I fought hard. The system crushed me anyway. And I didn't tell you because I didn't want to poison you against your mother. Didn't want you to feel caught in middle or guilty. So I just took it, absorbed the pain, stayed quiet. The sacrifice of that silence hits me hard. Every time you'd visit, I'd pretend everything was fine, pretend I wasn't barely surviving financially and emotionally, pretend my heart wasn't shattered seeing you 4 days a month. Because I wanted those days to be happy for you. Didn't want you to see how much I was suffering. Can't stop tears now, understanding dawning. Your mother convinced herself and you that I was the problem, that the divorce was about me not being good enough. But the truth is I was never going to be enough, because she'd been sold a fantasy by people like you. The comparison stings, but I know what he means. People who tell women they deserve perfect everything. That settling for good man who tries is failure. That working husband who provides is oppressor. That marriage is trap and men are the enemy. He looks directly at me now, fully engaged. You post about empowerment, but you're selling loneliness. You post about independence, but you're selling isolation. You post about not settling, but you're teaching women to reject good men who would love them imperfectly. Every word lands like physical blow. I'm trying to help women avoid what happened to you. He shakes his head firmly. What happened to me wasn't because your mother was trapped. It was because she was ungrateful for what she had. She had a husband who worked himself to exhaustion for family. She had a nice home, healthy kids, financial stability. She had a man who loved her and tried every day. His voice breaks on the last part. But that wasn't enough because other women told her it shouldn't be. Told her she deserved passion and excitement and perfect understanding. Told her compromise was settling and settling was failure. So she blew up family chasing fantasy that never materialized. Feel defensive but also see his point. She is right to be happy, Dad. At what cost, Rachel? At what cost to me, to you girls? Does her right to happiness erase everyone else's pain? Does it justify destroying family and financially crushing me? Does it justify alienating children from their father? Questions I've never considered before. The ideology you spread online isn't empowerment. It's destruction disguised as liberation. It tells women their feelings are only valid ones, that men exist to serve or be discarded, that family and commitment are chains, not bonds. He stands up again, agitated now. You know how many men my age are like me? Divorced, broke, alone, seeing kids sporadically. We did everything we were supposed to do, worked hard, provided well, stayed faithful. And we got destroyed anyway because wives got bored, because wives decided they deserved better, because system enabled them to blow it up and rewarded them with house and kids and money. Never thought about divorced dads as a class. We're invisible to people like you, Rachel. Our suffering doesn't matter because we're men, because men are supposed to take it, absorb it, smile and pay the check and be grateful for scraps. The anger and pain is fully visible now. You post about toxic masculinity, about male privilege. But where's my privilege? Show me where it is. I lost my family, my home, my money, my dignity. I see my daughters once every few months. I live in an apartment I'll probably die alone in. Where exactly is my privilege in that scenario? Can't answer, there's no answer. Emily's getting married, and I'm terrified for Brad. Terrified he'll end up like me in 10 or 15 years. Terrified she'll decide he's not enough, and the system will destroy him like it destroyed me. Think about Brad, nice guy who loves my sister. You think I'm being dramatic, being bitter old man. But I've watched it happen to my friends, my co-workers. Watch good men get crushed by family courts. Watch them lose everything while ex-wives prosper. It's not rare, Rachel. It's standard procedure. Sit in heavy silence, processing everything. What do you want me to do with this information? He sits back down, calmer now. Stop spreading poison online. Stop telling women that men are the enemy and marriage is trap. Stop teaching them to be perpetually dissatisfied, to always want more, to never appreciate good enough. Pause, choosing words carefully. Start telling the truth about costs, about consequences, about how divorce destroys families, especially kids, about how family courts favor mothers systematically, about how men suffer too, maybe even more in some ways. Feel my worldview cracking further. But Dad, women do get trapped in bad marriages. Women do suffer abuse and control and oppression. I'm not denying that. I'm saying it's not the only story. I'm saying good men exist, and they're being treated like we're all abusers. I'm saying the pendulum has swung too far the other direction. He's right, and I hate that he's right. Your mother wasn't abused, wasn't controlled, wasn't trapped. She was bored, restless, convinced she deserved more. And the system let her destroy our family for that. Let her take everything while I rebuilt from nothing. Think about all my posts, all my advocacy. How many marriages have you helped destroy, Rachel? How many women have you convinced to leave good men? How many kids will grow up like you did? With part-time fathers they barely know, because you told their mothers they deserved better. The weight of potential consequences crushes me. I didn't mean to, I was trying to help. Road to hell is paved with good intentions. You think you're helping, but you're selling destruction, packaging it as empowerment and personal growth. Can't argue, can't defend, just sit with it. I'll come to Emily's wedding, I'll smile in photos. I'll write check for whatever gift she wants. I'll dance at reception and pretend to be happy. But inside I'll be terrified, absolutely terrified, that I'm watching her make same mistake that destroyed me. The honesty is brutal and necessary. And I'll know that my own daughter helped create the culture that makes divorce so easy and marriage so hard. That teaches women to always want more and never value what they have. Leave his apartment an hour later. Completely shattered, worldview in pieces. Never saw any of this from his perspective. Never asked about his pain or his struggle. Just accepted mom's version as truth. Drive home crying, everything I believe challenged. Think about all my posts, all my followers. All the women I've told to leave good men. All the marriages I've encouraged ending. All the families potentially destroyed by my advice. Next day, delete my most recent posts. The ones about marriage being trapped. The ones about men being potential oppressors. The ones teaching women to always demand more. Get immediate messages asking what's wrong. Followers concerned I'm being silenced or censored. Don't know how to explain what I've learned. That my advocacy might be causing more harm than good. Emily calls that evening, sounds worried. Dad said you came by, said you had good talk. Are you okay? He seemed concerned about you. Take deep breath before answering. Did you know how much child support Dad paid? Did you know he lived on 30% of his income? Did you know he was barely surviving financially? Silence on other end. No, I didn't know. Mom never told us. He never told us because he didn't want us caught in middle. Because he absorbed all the pain to protect us. Emily is quiet for a long moment. I've been thinking about that a lot lately with wedding coming. About how their divorce affected us, affected him. Brad asked me once what happened, and I didn't really know. Just knew what Mom told us about Dad not being present enough. We talked for 2 hours about everything. About Dad's sacrifice, about family court bias, about how narrative we accepted might be incomplete, about how both Mom and Dad probably suffered. But Dad's suffering was invisible, unacknowledged. Week later at wedding, watch Dad walk Emily down aisle. See tears in his eyes, pride mixed with fear. See Brad's parents looking happy and hopeful. Wonder if they know the statistics, the risks. Wonder if Brad knows what he's potentially signing up for. At reception, Dad and I have a moment alone. Thank you for coming. It means everything to Emily. He smiles, sad but genuine. Wouldn't have missed it. She's my daughter. I'm sorry, Dad, for not seeing your side before. For not asking about your experience. For contributing to culture that made your suffering worse. He hugs me, first real hug in years. You're young, you can learn, you can change. Just promise me you'll think about consequences. Before you tell women to blow up their families. Promise him I will, promise myself I will. Next week, start writing different kind of posts. Still feminist, still believe in women's rights. But now include nuance, include costs, include men's perspectives. Lose some followers immediately. Get accused of betraying the cause. Get messages calling me pick-me girl and traitor. But also get messages from divorced dads thanking me. From sons of divorce saying finally someone gets it. From women saying this helped them appreciate their husbands. Realize real empowerment includes truth. Even when truth is uncomfortable or complicated. Even when it challenges simplistic narratives. Even when it means admitting I was wrong. Dad and I talk weekly now, really talk. He opens up more about his experience. About the pain, the loneliness, the financial struggle. About how he almost didn't survive the first year. About how he kept going only for me and Emily. Learn more about his life after divorce. How he had to start over at 45 with nothing. How he worked overtime constantly to survive. How he ate rice and beans for years. How he never bought anything for himself. Also, he could see us 4 days a month. The sacrifice of it overwhelms me with gratitude. Also makes me angry at system that enabled it. At culture that told mom she deserved to destroy this. At ideology that painted him as oppressor, when he was actually victim of unjust system. TFW, your divorced dad tells you the truth about his experience. TFW, everything you believed about divorce is challenged. TFW, you realize your advocacy might be causing harm. TFW, you see men's pain you've been trained to ignore. TFW, you understand family court bias against fathers. TFW, your dad sacrificed everything and suffered silently. TFW, you contributed to culture that destroyed him. TFW, you have to completely rethink your positions. TFW, real empowerment means including all perspectives. TFW, you realize you're spreading poison disguised as wisdom. Still believe in equality and women's rights. Still think women should have choices and autonomy. But now see that men suffer too, maybe more in divorce. See that family courts are systematically biased. See that some divorces destroy good men for no good reason. See that my advocacy lacked crucial perspective. Dad was right, I was selling destruction, packaging it as empowerment and growth. Teaching women to be ungrateful for good men. Teaching the marriage is trap when it could be partnership. Now use my platform differently. Talk about costs of divorce, especially to kids. Talk about bias in family court system. Talk about good men who provide and protect. Talk about gratitude for imperfect partners who try. Lost half my followers but gained clear conscience. Dad says he's proud of me for changing, for being willing to learn and admit I was wrong, for using my voice to tell more complete truth. That's all he wanted from start. Just acknowledgement that his pain mattered, that his experience was valid, that the system failed him catastrophically, and that maybe, just maybe, the ideology I was spreading made that failure possible.